This wasn't just a football game. This was a statement. A clash of tempo, toughness, and elite quarterback play, where every mistake was punished and every moment mattered. Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold. Rams versus Seahawks. And what unfolded was one of the most intense, momentum-swinging battles of the season. The Rams won the toss, and from the opening kick, the energy inside the stadium was electric. This was playoff football at its absolute finest. Loud, fast, and unforgiving. All eyes were immediately on Matthew Stafford, one of the purest passers the NFL has ever seen, coming off one of the most efficient seasons of his career. In moments like this, experience matters, and Stafford looked ready. The Rams tried to establish the run early with Kyren Williams, but Seattle's defense made it clear this wouldn't be easy. The Seahawks front is fast, physical, and disciplined, forcing Stafford to rely on timing and precision. With weapons like Puka Nacua and Davante Adams, the Rams' offense wasn't about forcing plays, it was about finding the open man. On third down, Stafford tested tight coverage, firing a high pass that fell incomplete thanks to excellent coverage by Rick Woolen. Seattle quickly took over, and now the spotlight shifted to Sam Darnold. This season had been a resurgence for Darnold. 14 wins. Confidence restored. And now, a chance to prove it on the biggest stage. Seattle leaned into what they do best: tempo, movement, and balance. Kenneth Walker became the engine early, attacking the edges and punishing defenders who hesitated even for a moment. Then came the explosive plays. Darnold identified a coverage mismatch and delivered a perfect deep strike to Shaheed, wide open by several yards. It was decisive, confident, and exactly what Seattle needed. Suddenly, the Seahawks were inside the red zone, and Walker finished the drive with pure speed, beating the defense to the edge for the first touchdown of the game. Seattle struck first, and the momentum was real. The AMS answered by trusting their quarterback. Play action slowed the rush just enough, giving Stafford time to find Puka Nacua downfield. That connection changed the tone immediately. Nacua had been a focal point all season, and Seattle knew it. Still, when Stafford gets rhythm, coverage almost doesn't matter. Despite strong pressure, Stafford remained calm, stepping into throws and keeping the Rams alive with key completions. The drive stalled, but a clutch field goal kept the game within reach. As the game settled in, Seattle doubled down on physical football. Walker ran angry. He broke tackles, slipped through gaps, and forced the Rams' defense to respect every inch of the field. That opened up bootlegs, screens, and quick throws, plays that kept the Rams guessing and Darnold comfortable. Jackson Smith-Njigba emerged as the primary target, repeatedly finding space in zone coverage. His footwork, awareness, and body control made him nearly impossible to contain one-on-one. Every third down felt manageable with him on the field. The Rams responded with patience. Instead of forcing big plays, they leaned on long, methodical drives. Kyren Williams and Blake Corum kept the chains moving, while Stafford distributed the ball with surgical precision. Davante Adams delivered when it mattered most: crisp routes, elite separation, and hands that never failed. Then came the turning point. A costly special teams mistake gave Seattle short field position. Darnold wasted no time. One perfect throw to Jake Bobo in the end zone later, and the Seahawks extended their lead. Momentum had swung hard. But if there's one thing Matthew Stafford has shown throughout his career, it's resilience. The Rams answered immediately. Play action froze the defense. Tight ends slipped behind coverage. Adams burned his defender off the line and finished the drive with a touchdown that reignited the sideline. The game was alive again. From there, it became a chess match. Seattle leaned on Walker and quick throws. The Rams countered with tempo and underneath routes. Both quarterbacks stood tall under pressure, delivering throws while taking hits. Both defenses adjusted, blitzing selectively and disguising coverage. Late in the game, the Rams put together a grinding, time-consuming drive, 14 plays over 80 yards, but Seattle's defense held firm in the red zone. That stop was massive. With the game hanging in the balance, Seattle turned back to what had worked all night: Kenneth Walker, play action, and Smith-Njigba attacking the middle of the field. Each completion drained time and confidence from the Rams' defense. This wasn't flashy football. This was grown-man football. In the end, execution mattered more than talent. Seattle protected the ball, controlled the clock, and capitalized on mistakes. The Rams fought back with heart and experience, but in a game of inches, Seattle made fewer errors. And that was the difference. As the game moved deeper into the second half, the tone shifted from explosive plays to pure mental warfare. This was no longer about talent versus talent. This was about adjustments, discipline, and which quarterback could survive when the pocket collapsed. Seattle came out knowing one thing: if Kenneth Walker stayed productive, everything else would open up. The Rams began stacking the box, bringing their linebackers downhill faster, trying to cut off those 5-yard gains that had been killing them all night. But that aggression came at a cost. Sam Darnold recognized it immediately. With linebackers cheating forward, Darnold leaned into quick rhythm throws, slants, outs, and shallow crossers. Jackson Smith-Njigba continued to be the safety valve, winning at the top of his routes and finding space in soft zones. Every completion felt demoralizing for the Rams because it kept the chains moving and the clock running. Then came the misdirection. Seattle mixed in screens and delayed releases, using the Rams' own pass rush against them. One perfectly timed screen to Walker flipped the field, turning what looked like a defensive win into another first down. That's playoff football, one overstep and you pay for it. But the Rams refused to fold. Matthew Stafford adjusted by speeding up the operation. Silent counts, quick snaps, and short timing routes neutralized Seattle's edge rush. Blake Corum began to find daylight on delayed draws, forcing the Seahawks to respect the interior run again. This is where Stafford's experience showed. Instead of forcing deep shots, he took what the defense gave him. Checkdowns turned into chunk gains. Tight ends slipped into open windows. Kyren Williams punished defenders who failed to wrap up. Slowly, methodically, the Rams clawed their way back into the game. Then came another pivotal moment. A defensive stop followed by excellent field position gave Los Angeles a chance to flip momentum. Stafford delivered one of his best throws of the night, standing tall under pressure and firing a strike into traffic. It wasn't flashy, but it was fearless. That's the kind of throw only veteran quarterbacks attempt in playoff games. Seattle answered with composure. Darnold didn't panic. He didn't rush. He trusted the system. When pressure came, he stepped up. When the edge collapsed, he rolled out. And when coverage tightened, he threw the ball away. That decision-making alone kept Seattle in control. The crowd noise was deafening. Communication became a challenge. False starts, late shifts, and misreads started creeping in, but Seattle stayed cleaner. That discipline mattered. Midway through the half, special teams once again played a role. A muffed return nearly swung the game, but Seattle recovered, igniting the sideline and sending a clear message. Tonight, nothing was coming easy for the Rams. And then came the dagger. Off-play action. Darnold identified single coverage and delivered a perfectly placed throw to the back of the end zone. Touchdown. No hesitation. No doubt. The stadium erupted. Still, the Rams fought. Stafford responded like a quarterback who has seen everything. He attacked mismatches, targeted defenders who had just committed penalties, and trusted his receivers to win one-on-one. Davante Adams delivered yet again, creating separation with elite footwork and finishing with authority in the red zone. At this point, both offenses were rolling, but time was becoming the real enemy. Seattle understood the assignment. Run the ball. Bleed the clock. Force the Rams to burn timeouts. Every snap was intentional. Every decision calculated. Kenneth Walker absorbed contact, fell forward, and punished defenders late into the fourth quarter. When the Rams needed a stop, Seattle made them earn it. Even when drives stalled, field position favored the Seahawks. Their defense bent but didn't break, forcing long, methodical drives that consumed precious minutes. And that's when the pressure peaked. Late in the game, Stafford led a massive drive, over 10 plays, draining nearly 7 minutes off the clock. But inside the red zone, Seattle's defense stiffened. Tight windows closed. Pass rush arrived just in time. On fourth down, the Seahawks held. That stop changed everything. With the ball back and the lead intact, Seattle shifted fully into control mode. Darnold managed the offense like a veteran. Short throws, safe decisions, no hero ball. The Rams knew it. The crowd knew it. Time was slipping away. This game wasn't won with one highlight play. It was won with discipline, with execution, with composure under pressure. And as the clock continued to tick, it became clear Seattle had done just enough in every phase to stay ahead that as the game entered its final stretch, everything tightened. Every snap carried weight. Every decision felt magnified. This is where playoff football separates preparation from panic, and this is where Seattle proved why they earned the top seed. With time winding down, the Seahawks shifted fully into situational mastery. No unnecessary risks. No forced throws. Sam Darnold became a true field general, controlling tempo, manipulating coverage, and making the Rams defend the entire width of the field. He didn't need hero plays. He needed smart ones, and he delivered. Kenneth Walker remained the backbone. Even when lanes closed quickly, Walker fell forward. 2 yards became 4. 4 became 6. And every one of those runs forced the Rams to burn precious seconds and timeouts. That's demoralizing football for a defense, knowing exactly what's coming and still being unable to stop it. The Rams had one last chance. Matthew Stafford got the ball back with the game still within reach. The pressure was immense, but Stafford has lived in moments like this his entire career. He attacked quickly, using short completions to stop the clock and keep hope alive. Kyren Williams and Blake Corum provided just enough balance to prevent Seattle from fully selling out against the pass. Then came the defining stand. Seattle's defense, which had bent all night, finally refused to give. Pass rushers stayed disciplined. Linebackers closed throwing lanes. Defensive backs trusted their technique. On a critical down, Stafford was forced off his spot, and the throw fell incomplete. That was it. The stadium erupted. Seattle took over knowing the game was effectively sealed. A few controlled plays later, the clock became the Seahawks' greatest ally. No drama. No chaos. Just execution. When the final seconds ticked away, the result felt earned. This wasn't a fluke. This wasn't luck. This was a complete team victory. Seattle won because they protected the football. They won because their quarterback made smart decisions. They won because their run game controlled the pace. They won because their defense delivered when it mattered most. For Sam Darnold, this game represented validation. After years of questions and setbacks, he proved he could command an offense on the biggest stage. Calm under pressure. Efficient. Confident. For Kenneth Walker, this was dominance. Physical, explosive, and relentless. He dictated how the game was played. For Jackson Smith-Njigba, this was a breakout moment. Route running, awareness, and clutch catches that defined drives and broke coverage schemes. And for the Rams, despite the loss, this was a reminder of who they are. Matthew Stafford showed toughness and leadership. Davante Adams proved he's still elite. This team fought until the very end, but football is unforgiving. In playoff games like this, margins are razor thin. One turnover. One missed tackle. One stalled drive. Seattle simply made fewer mistakes. And that's how championships are built. This game will be remembered as a masterclass in playoff execution. Not flashy. Not reckless. But controlled, physical, and intelligent football. Seattle didn't just win a game. They sent a message. Bell Final CT, don't skip. If you enjoyed this full NFL playoff breakdown, backhand index pointing right, like this video. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe for more elite football content. Backhand index pointing right, comment below. Was this Sam Darnold's best game of his career? Your support keeps this channel growing, and the next breakdown is already on the way. Fire.